King David, you asked me a question in the comment section about urban environments and where you would want to park your vehicle. We've already filmed a part of that in our direct action course, and that is something you learn in direct action course when you learn about covert operations and how you set up vehicles and things of that nature. So to better answer your question, what I'm going to do is you're going to watch that section that deals with that from our direct action force. So King David, here you go. Let's talk about parking it for a minute. In the country here, I've got a huge advantage. I really do. Urban environment's a little bit trickier, but what you've got to do is park it in a location that is not going to be unusual for a vehicle to stay overnight. So where would we be able to find a parking lot that would be normal for a vehicle to be there overnight? Airports, train stations, etc., right? Even a Walmart, although I'd kind of steer away from that, but definitely like an airport. How many times you go to an airport, you see the car when you pull up, you go do your flight, you come back, the car's still there? Because those guys have been gone for a week. That's normal. Guys, small airports are just as bad. It's normal for a guy that owns a small plane or just was catching a ride from, a guy that has a small plane to park his car at a small airport and leave it there for 2 weeks. That is totally normal. Will not raise the first eyebrow. All right? Train stations, same thing. I mean, in large cities, how many of you guys in a large city drive every day to a train station, hop the train, go to work, come back, get in your car, go home? Now, the closer to the outskirts of the city you can get it, or your suburbs or whatever, that's the best place for you to get it. Yeah, you may have to hoof it there. Here's the reason why it's better for you to evade on feet in the city than it is a vehicle. Vehicle, you're stuck to a roadway. You have no choice. You're going to have to go down the highway. On a foot, I can turn, walk through the building, come out the other side. I can go through somebody's backyard. I can cut through. There's 1,000 different places I could go. The other part about having your vehicle parked on the edge of the city is once you get to it, you're that much closer to freedom. And it's that much less time you have to spend on a major highway trying to get out of there. Because you want to avoid the major highways. When you get into that kind of situation, you need to be able to improvise, adapt, and overcome and be flexible. So your plan B may have to be that, hey, instead of us going directly to that vehicle and getting the heck out of Dodge, out of the city, instead, we're going to hold up at this safe house right here. This is a friend of mine, and we're safe. We can hide. We can stay down in her basement. Or if they're compromised, we're going to go over here to this person, and we're going to hide out here. Or I'm going to hide out in this park or whatever. You're using a portion of your network. Just that this network is designed for your escape. The network that you created was designed for work. This network is a network for escape. You do not want to expose that any more than you can, and you have to. The more people that you screw over and they get caught, the more this whole thing is going to crumble. The more the chances is your entire team is going to be compromised. So keep that in mind. Use that foresight thought. All right? It's better for you to be compromised and caught than it is for your entire team to be caught and compromised. Because now they can't rescue you. They're all getting shut down and the whole thing is done. Your whole community's been compromised. Everything is lost. That is why you are the key. You are so important to this. You, your community commander, you make this whole thing work. I hope it's enough information for you to have a solid foundation and to be able to build some contingency plans for you and your family. This is pretty much how we teach our courses, and this is what we call the walking phase, or excuse me, the crawling phase. The walking phase is where you actually start to implement this and you start training on your own. So in this case, it's where you're implementing your perimeter charges, and you're doing that 2 to 3 second rushes, the zigzags, the bounding overwatch, and you're practicing these things, and you're actually trying to implement them. And you're actually trying to implement and practice your overall contingency plans. What we call the run phase is usually something we do for groups. So by all means, after you have gotten through all this and through the walk phase, and you've established your network, and you maybe even have established your community, hit us up. I would love for me or one of my other instructors that you never see their faces, because a lot of these guys actually are still covert operatives, and so you're not going to see their faces, not on camera. But myself or some of these guys are definitely going to come out there, and we want to teach you guys in person, and we want to run you through what it is you're doing right and what it is you're doing wrong. We want you to be able to maximize the tactics we're giving you and give you the absolute best chance at survival against any and all enemies.